actually had sex with women. Now, I can't tell you to me, how ridiculous that perspective is. How truly tragic that interpretation is. Because it means that there are certain things about God and his nature, about angels and their nature, and men in their nature, that these people who interpret this passage this way have missed out on. They have missed out. So, what I want to do here is deal with this subject, because a vast amount of modern Christendom holds that demonic angels had sex with women. But I want to show you and prove to you why that cannot even be remotely possible. And in order to make sure I did justice to this subject matter, to make it clear to you, I made a few notes in order to be able to remind myself to touch upon all these points. Now, the problem with this that I have mostly with this erroneous interpretation is particularly when those who hold this view would say that these fallen angels were called the sons of God. But I'll get to that, because there's about, I'll say 9-10 points that I want to point out to prove why that interpretation is wrong. And I intend to prove it with the word of God, as we should all prove. So now, first of all, for a fallen angel to be thought of as copulating with women, that would mean that the angels would have to have the DNA of a man. They would have to have a penis. They would have to have sperm. They would have to have all of the elements of a man. Now, keep in mind, this is important because in the passage, it says that the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Now, that right there should throw a big flag in everyone's mind, and yet it doesn't. Christians still continue to expound this passage as saying angels had sex with women. But in order for that to be so, angels would have to have all of the DNA that men have. They would have to be able to have sex, communicate, and produce sperm, all these things. And their sperm would have to be able to meet with the eggs of females. And I notice this sounding like science class, but this is what we have to consider if we're going to believe that angels were actually having sex with women. So, my first argument there